Setting up a bubble fly rig. Here are some various floats that we will use in this demo. We'll start out with the tough bubble and some manufacturer instructions on how to use and set up one. Then the torpedo float, and also an illustration on how to use that as well and set that one up. And the adjustable bubble. And I'll go and show on the back of the package more illustrations and instructions on how to set that one up as well. And there's the three floats that we'll be describing. And we'll start out with the tough bubble. And here we're going to take two beads and we're going to run our monofilament line through it. Make a loop with it here shortly. And once we have that loop, we'll use that first one to be as a stop so that the bubble float won't go any higher. Run it through the narrow section first. And then once we do that, we'll go ahead and set up another bead, making that loop as well. And again, this is different than the manufacturer's directions. And the reason why we do this is to allow the ability to adjust the float by loosening the loops up and down the line and being able to either increase or decrease the amount of line that we're going to have fish below the bobber. In this case, that bubble float. It's a little bit more flexible than just putting a swivel on the end as the manufacturer's instructions showed. Alright, next up is the torpedo float. And there's an illustration as to how to set it up, and it's fairly straightforward. Take our line, the fishing line, using a improved clinch knot is what we're using here, and we're going to set it on the wider end of the bobber. Do the same thing on the narrower end, and at that point we're ready to go with it. Alright, next up is the adjustable bubble. This is one where it has a lighted capability to it. This one's really easy to set up. You run your line through the rubber stopper. Once you get it through, you can adjust it to the length of line you want to fish, twist it, and you're ready to go. And all, or actually the tough bubble as well as the adjustable bubble, you can add water to the hollow cavity, and that'll allow you to add weight to the setup so you can cast it better. And that was the adjustable bubble. And there's the tough bubble on top, torpedo float in the middle, and the adjustable bubble at the bottom. And here's a illustration of the using a shock leader and the tough bubble rig. That shock leader allows for a little bit more capability or strength in the setup, so that you don't have to worry as much of any fish breaking it off. And next up is the torpedo float, where we're using improved clinch knots to tie our fishing line as well as fishing leader and tippet to the eyelets of the torpedo float. And then we have the adjustable bubble rig, where we're just running our line through the bubble float and then twisting the rubber stopper, allowing us to fish and adjust the amount of line that we want to fish under the bubble float. Also, in the case of the adjustable bubble as well as the tough bubble rig, we're able to open up the stoppers and add additional water, possibly vegetable oil, to give it more weight and castability. I said, do check out our Hub Pages article, setting up a bubble fly rig. We'll put in a link in the description. And also do stay tuned. We'll follow up with a how to fish the bubble rigs that we described here. Alrighty, till next time, we'll catch y'all later, and good luck and good fishing.